All right, welcome to the show, guys. Hope everybody's keeping well. This is a kind of a little surprise thingy. I didn't really invite many people. I just basically loaded it straight up. I said, like, you know what? I'm just gonna load this, go from there, and hopefully make you guys understand what some of the situations. Today, I want to really talk about the seriousness of what this second leg of the second run, basically full run technically, call it, what the dangers are. I want to really talk about it because I see this one common mistake happening quite often, and I thought, you know what, I really have to go in and basically let you guys know, because it's a serious issue. A lot of people don't understand, and the thing is I completely respect everybody. I understand that not everybody has the discipline, and most of you guys are probably new. So obviously it's difficult to understand what's going on. One of the main thing about discipline, when you're looking at the market, and everyone's all excited, okay, wow, okay, this is what we've got right now, this is the kind of stuff we're seeing, 70% here, everyone's greedy. When you're greedy, when this kind of a situation happens, you need to think the opposite and play a bit more cautious. Now, there are too many channels out there, and I'm not against any channels, but I want to tell you this. Too many channels out there who are going to tell you this coin is going to, that coin, this is going to happen, or told you this coin is going to pop out, and it's going to be that coin. And it's sad to see this, We all know the facts, right? Anyone who's been in the game long enough, or at least with this channel specifically, we all know we went up, everything moved up. The moment Bitcoin showed a slight bit of weakness, everything, the whole entire market, and what we mean about that is this part here. When we kept on going up, the entire market followed through. This is the total market cap. The whole market followed through. When Bitcoin decided to drop, the whole market. You know what I mean? So end of the day, I don't understand why people are picking random coins and kind of promoting it. There are dangers, guys. You gotta understand, there are dangers. I've been telling people I was more bullish. So when BT was sitting around here, I told everybody, this is where you buy. I've even made videos and I said, look guys, when we're down, we're looking at these numbers, massive discount. Those were the times to buy. When we were seeing 60, 70, 80% down, bloody, the market was bloody, that's when you buy. Now that BTC has decided to move, well, look, this is everything. This is like here, even here, you got hundreds of, if not thousands of coins here. The point is, guys, everything is green. When these two giants start moving, everything else moves, right? Especially this giant. When this one moves, everything else moves. So if everything is green, right, out of 11,000 coins, right, and you can see here currently it's 11,270, right? Almost everything is green, apart from random 1 or 2 coins. Everything is green, right? How can you say you called it this, that, whatever? You didn't call anything. This is the argument. So please, guys, please be warned. This is what I wanted to tell you. A lot of these guys are going to be now coming in saying this coin, I told you this coin's going to pump, I told you that coin's going to pump. But I just want to look at this total, right? Focus on this total. Look at this pattern. Let me take you to Bitcoin. Look at this pattern, right? Let me take you to what do you call this? Let me take you here, right? Another coin. We'll talk about this coin in a bit. Look, same pattern. The reason is because when this is green, everything else. When this is green, everything else. This is the whole thing. You gotta understand. Market reacts. Wait, entire market cap does this. So please be warned, right? You should be greedy. You should be when we are down here. When the market is bloody, this is when you. But right now, if someone's going to tell you, oh, we're about to do a breakout, we're going to go and we're going to pump, guys, you missed it already. You should have been here. So there was a brother Quorum, actually, a lot of people know him. He asked me earlier on. He said to me, regarding FTT, right? This particular one here, FTT, FTX. I actually went back to go and see if I could find the video, and I did. It was on the April the 19th. On April the 19th, I made a video and I said which kind of coins have whatever potential, and I think there is a timestamp for it as well. Let me see. Yeah, here you go. Part 1, the charts. Part 2, short-term potential, long-term potential. Part 4, and the strategy. And on this specific video, I spoke about how exchange coins are the best coins to hold. So when you know exchange coins are the best coins, best bet to have. We already talked about it somewhere around here. This is April, somewhere around here. We already talked about it. Now, all of a sudden, these coins start pumping. That's just the reaction to the market. The entire market's doing it. Bitcoin's doing it. So this is dominance. Bitcoin's doing it. You know, so is FTT. And do you see the pattern? It doesn't matter. So what I want you guys to understand is the danger of FOMOing in. And the best way to see this, right, is having. So for example, I did get FTX just for him actually. Just so I can show him some stuff. So we can see we broke this trend line, right? Approximately 21st of July. So this wasn't even the thing. This 21st of July, we broke this trend line. And then we had a little bit of a neckline here. And that neckline was broken on the 9th of August. So you're already, if someone's talking about it now, you're 7 days late, number one. Number two, yes, we're very close to this particular area here. Once we go there, we're going to go up. Well, if you observe carefully, you're not FOMOing anything. It's the same story here. We're very close to this. You know what I mean? So everywhere you look, it's going to be the same story. Everyone is closer to its previous all-time high. Can it go any higher? Absolutely. But the question is as a smart investor and as a calm investor, where would you buy, right? Or if someone was asking me, where would I buy? I'll tell you this. I've already got FTX as a holding anyway, way back in the day. But the point I'm trying to make here, and I bought it down here, so I'm still somewhere around, when I mentioned it around April, and I actually bought it slightly just, so guys, it's not like I'm front running it. I bought it around here somewhere. I remember it was around $20-30, right? But I'm a hodler, so that's a different story. I bought it to hold because I believe in it, right? You know, my conviction was there. I was like, right, FTX is doing some really great stuff. I can see it's doing it in a very traditional manner, legal manner, regulated. This has a good chance. I'd rather be bullish, right? So that's what I did basically. Around this area, I bought it. So it's not like, I bought it down here somewhere. No, none of that business. I bought it down here. So, but I'm not thinking about it. And I could have topped up a little bit, but I didn't. But then now I'm thinking, okay, fine, it's doing good. For me, the market's continuing. We've got the crypto, the bull run still continuing. We're possibly going to come back to down this particular level, this $2.5 trillion level that we were, like this high $2.57 trillion. We're going to come back there. This entire market's going to follow through. So what am I going to do? Am I going to buy? Am I going to wait to buy it down here? No. See this trend line here? This is also a trend. This is a valid trend line. And what I'm going to do is, regardless where this goes, I'm going to stick to this trend line. My buy order is going to be always around this trend. I'm going to wait for it. Doesn't matter how many years it takes. Understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about days and months. I don't care how many years it takes. I'm going to wait for it to come back to it. As you can see, over time, this line does increase, right? Over time, this line will basically continuously move up, and the price will continuously higher. This is a trend line that I'm going to be following. It doesn't matter where it is. At some point in the future, I'm going to buy it here on this trend line. That's where I want to buy. If it fails the trend line, then I'm going to go bullish. But as long as it's on this trend line, this means in the future, if it does stabilize itself, it will follow this trend line. At some point, it's going to come there, right? The same thing I can show you. For example, where was? Let me put it on another chart. Actually, let me put it on this. Here, look. Right? This is a trend line. It doesn't matter, right? This is a trend line, as you can see, right? And I'll show you something very, very insane. This is not going to be any financial advice or anything. Just me saying what I need to say. And I hope you guys understand what this is. So this is this red line here, right? Let's get it on. And I'll put it on, basically. This red line here that you can see, right? This powerful red line here that you can see. This is a trend line from the high of first high we had right to the center. What you can see, we've been below this line for a very long time. So for me to be extra bullish was because we were fine. Because you know what happens when you go above this line, it's a whole different story. You're looking at thousands of gain, and we are going to get there at some stage. Believe me, we are going to get there. We're not going to end on this line. We're going to go way up, right? And then we're going to find support. So for me right now, anything, you know, if I'm buying BT, buying it here, I'm not buying it for today. I'm not buying it for the next 5 years, because I'm a lot more bullish than that. I'm buying it for the next 10 years, right? Next 10 years, next 9 years, that's what I'm going to be buying it for. So for me, I'm thinking I'm below this line. You see, you know, the only time we fell below this line was back in 2018, but on average, we've been above this line. So we had an entire history above this line, 9 years above this line, and then we dipped below. And this was the time to be the most. Again, people were not bullish because they didn't understand. So what I'm thinking, well, this is the most bullish area. If we're down here, from here, all of this is just bullish, right? Because what happens when we go back above the line? Do we have another 9 years? So what I'm thinking is, okay, we had this, you know, so technically this was a run, this was a correction. Are we going to see another 9-year run like this? Are we going to see another decade above this line? Because another decade above this line, that's the millions. So this is why I'm more bullish on this. I have more conviction on it. And also, there's multiple other maths involved as well. But, you know, for example, one of the maths we involved is this one, right? How many Bitcoin will there ever be this? How many Bitcoin are there now? How many more are we going to mine by 2024 before the next halvening? No, we're going to mine approximately another 1.5 million coins. What happens after that? Well, the supply shock, right? So we know by 2024, and just around the corner, by the way, guys. I mean, those of you who are in crypto, you know, time flies so fast, right? 2024 is around the corner. We're going to see a supply, right? So what happens when we see a supply? You know, the supply is cut in half, everything's cut in half, and now we're struggling to that number, and obviously we're going to see a price appreciation. Regardless whether we have a price appreciation or not, we still have a supply shock, and a supply shock is always bullish, right? So there are those kind of stuff that you really have to understand, right? So this is, for me, this has been bullish, and as you can see, trend lines are very important. So when we were following this trend line, you can go to any one of my old videos which has this chart. You'll see, guys, we had this trend line there the whole time. So we were bullish around these areas, really bullish, right? You know, I mean, I was going to go insane if it did come to 5. Unfortunately, it didn't. So my bad. But it doesn't matter. I still got to pick up some. The whole idea, the 30k was a good level for us. We've been in this box. I'm really happy that we got to do, right? And we're coming here. We're going to go parabolic. But all of this has one other problem with it, right? So right now, you have to be really careful. And this applies to anybody who's a hodler, right? Anybody who's bought crypto in the last 6 months. Right, so let's say last 6 months, or say, you know, 2021. Anybody who's bought some crypto, so yeah, anybody who's bought crypto in the last 6 months, you bought it. We've had a nice little 6-month streak, right? So for example, let's go on a monthly, right? So here we go, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, right? So anyone who's bought it around this level here, obviously, this kind of a situation. So yeah, 6 months, just 6-7 months, right? 2021. So you've come up here and you've seen this done. From what I'm seeing, we don't have much time, right? We don't have much time. The reason we don't have much time, I'll show you this on the chart, actually, on this chart, why we don't have much time, because I've been looking at this and I was like, okay, I see some fascinating stuff. I kind of picked on it yesterday as well, and I want to pick on it today as well, right? This is a daily stochastic, really doesn't, 1 or 2 days up, and doesn't make much of a difference. Also, the RSI is already indicating us, right, that we are going to go. So that's all fine by us. And I'll give you some more metrics on I found quite fascinating. So, when you looked at BTC, notice it dips in August. Are you still expecting it? Yes and no. Okay, and I'll show you this here right now. You can see actually. how it works, right? Because we've already got the maths. But we remember on this channel, we've always been predicting certain things that will happen, certain scenarios. For example, if you're looking carefully, and let me see if I can change the color for you, so at least that way you can more brighter. Look, we're above this level. So right now, this is a bearish divergence in technical sense, right? So it's too bullish means you're going to go down. So we're expecting it to go down. It might last a few more days, but bro, it is going to go down on a daily. So understand, let's do time frames. This is daily. Stochastic RSI is saying, okay, we're up. We might go up a little bit more. We might continue for a few days, but then we might shoot down. So everything is indicated to expect a nice little dip, a correction very soon. How big, we don't know, but it's definitely coming, right? And to understand how big or whatever, what we do, we use Fibonacci's, right? So let me get the Fibonacci tool, for example. So let's go on this Fibonacci. Interesting. So I'm offline. Can you actually see anything? I have no idea. Right, let me find my other chart. When that one goes offline, well, I've got this one online. Let's do this. And this is on the daily as well, guys. Same thing, right? Let me deactivate some of the stuff for you, right? So don't get mumbled. Right, so don't worry, I always carry a backup chart, right? What I want to show you is this area here. So let's put a Fibonacci here. On a GAN fib. My bad, sorry guys. This is what happens. Let's use it. Right, okay, so let's do this, right? So this is the yesterday's close, right? So we want to use yesterday, the day before. We want to use that high, basically. That's what we're doing. We're using the high. So this is yesterday's open and the high from previous day, and we're looking at the bottom, say this channel here. So we're looking for this particular area here. Okay, this is where we are. What can we expect to have, right? So we've got two scenarios here. Also, let me modify this because I don't use this all the time. Let me modify this to the right. Let's see. Right, okay, let's have a look at this, right? So let's observe, and you can understand how this works. So sorry about the other thing went on offline. So I've been having some issues with TradingView, so it's constantly offline. I don't know why going offline. It's offline. I don't know why. I'm having some issues with them, so I'm using a backup in. So anyway, what we're talking about here is very simple, right? So you've got this situation, right, where we're using this area and we're saying, okay, if we did go down, how far can we go down? And we work this, right? And we say, okay, we always respect the Fibonacci. If we fall below the Fibonacci, of course, we're bearish. And if we don't fall below the Fibonacci, we're fine. Okay, we're fine. And on the upside, we're always looking at the Fibonacci again, right? The 1618. So on the upside, 1618. On the downside, we're looking at the 618, right? That's how we do certain things. So when we're looking at calculations of, like, why and when do we think it's going to go down? So for example, so you understand what I'm showing, guys. So this is on the daily, right? As you can see, same RSI we had over there. All of a sudden started to die on me. So yeah, you got the RSI here, right, which is showing high. Stochastic RSI showing high. It's on a daily. It's going to come back down, right? It's all saying we need to come back down. Right? There's no ifs and buts about that. So that's going to happen. Now, actually, am I even on the right thing? Maybe it's I know what it is because I'm using a lot of what do you call this, guys? I'm using a lot of CPU. That could be the situation to all of this. Let me see if I can sort it out. Now, give me a second, guys. Let me see if I can find it. I think I've got it. Okay. Nope, still haven't got it. Let me see. I'm using a lot of resources, and I believe that's probably not sure. Definitely massive why this is. I'm gonna kill everything. I know I'm using a lot of resources. I've got a lot of softwares running online. That could be a case. Sorry guys, I'm having to do some technical live on the show, but sadly, what to do. Hopefully get the stream running. I'm sure I know exactly what's going on. You know, all of this coin 360 and the live Bitcoin nodes that I'm tracking. I know they're using a lot of resources, which can be a pain in the butt sometimes. But ultimately, not much of an know exactly what will solve the problem. Almost there guys, almost there. Just bear with me, I'm getting there, right? And I want to show you this August and September and everything. So I want to show you this because it's really important. So let me try and just, what I'm doing is basically I'm just refreshing the browser and then loading all the charts up again. You guys could see exactly what. All right. I want to bring that date over for you. That date is very powerful, and how that date works. I've opened another window. I can put that chart into this. Yes, got it. Guys, I hope that wasn't, and I'm happy I got it back right. So what I want to do is show you. Have a look at it. I want to look at dates, right? Very important to have a look at dates and how we want to do it, because the other one is a bit funny. This is from yesterday, as you can see, in some of yesterday, right? Let's get rid of the drawing for now, and let's just talk about this, right? So we're talking about this, so we can see, as I said, stochastic RSI on the daily high. RSI high means we are going to go down. It's very simple, easy. Know that we're going to go down on the daily. Whether we go down today, tomorrow, day after, we don't know, but we're definitely going to go down, because as you can see, some of these times we can last for a whole week above here, we can last for a whole week down here, right? So when we have situations like that, you have to understand that, you know, anything is possible, right? So we can stick around here for 4, 5, 6 days before we pump again. So this could be a scenario where we could be here for 4 or 5 days, then have a dump, right? But it's absolutely fine, guys. So this is the thing you've got to understand. It's absolutely fine. And let's have a look at the higher time frame to see what's the actual scenario, right? So on the weekly, what we're seeing is we're nowhere near the top, but we are getting there. So that's fine. That means we still got enough room to pump up. And when we do, we got, again, one of two scenarios. One scenario is we go there, we stay there for a week or something, maximum maybe a week, and then we shut down, right? Remember, each candle is a week, right? So we stay there for a few candles and then or we stay there for longer. And for example here, right, if you look carefully, let's do a maths on this. Let's double check this. How long were we there? So from here to here approximately, we were there for 11 weeks. 11 weeks, guys. That was 11 weeks, right? So we could have a situation where we could do another 11 weeks, right? So that's a good thing. Like, looking at this, looking at the RSI here, and looking at the actual stochastic as well, seeing that both of them are not at the peak. Good, we're safe, right? So this gives us some confidence in the market that, okay, the market's going to carry on for it. This gives us even more confidence, right? On the monthly, we talked about this yesterday, how the blue line needs to flip over, but we got to look at it in a realistic way. Remember, each so for example, again here, remember, each bar that you see is a month. So we've got 1 month, 2 months, right? By the time it flips over, it seems like not even next month, maybe even the month after. So we got about a month and a half for this to flip over, right? So what I'm trying to get at, right, and this is very important, everybody needs to understand, right, what I'm trying to get at, right? When we're looking at situations where we could expect a dump or we could expect a pump or anything like this, right, and multiple factors play in, right? Month of August, people talk about August, fine, that's not an issue. Let's go back to previous August, see what previous August did for us, right? How about this? So Very simple. We're going to go to previous August, right, in history, and see if that was a month of dump. And then we just go from there. We don't need to worry too much about what people say, right? Because people have their own opinion. Like today, I saw someone on a chat, sorry, not on a chat, on one of the videos, right? They came in and the person was quite rude, called me a fool and everything. And he said, you know what, all of you fools are going to lose your money and this and that. So, you know what, it's great, guys, right? So June, July, August. So here we are on the month of August, right? We can even see it on a monthly candle if you want, guys. But look, this is the 1st of August. From 1st of August until the end of August. So September was more of a month of a dump. If you look carefully, August, this whole August. So let's have a look in the monthly and see if we can bring this in. Sorry, my bad. Let's bring this here. So this was 2020. So let's bring August here. This is July, August. August was okay. There's no harm in August. It was September that was actually dumping, right? September was the month that we were worried about, not August. Then October was the month that we were bullish, right? October was the month that we were bullish. Again, let's go back to the daily and show you what do we expect to happen, right, in August, right? Very simple. We've got 27th of August where we are expecting, sorry, my bad. On 27th of August, we are expecting another options expiry. So after an options expiry, we might see a dump. So what did we have this particular time? When we were up here, how big did it dump after this particular options expiry? We dumped 10%, 11%. So we are expected to see something like this, right? I mean, here it pumped just before, right? Because you can see it pumped before, and then there was this massive dump, and then it picked up again. So one thing we do know for sure is after these kind of options expiry dates, we do see good pumps. It doesn't matter where it is, we do see good pumps, like a short-term pump. We can try and play that and be okay with it, or just basically hodl. Now, sorry, what I was trying to say, like, so this is, I hope this kind of answers your question, bro. Okay, so remember, it's not always August or anything. Every month we have a dip, bro. The fact is like, you know, that's why I always say the channel's logo, expect a dump after a pump, because you're not going to go one way. It doesn't work like that, you know. The only time, like when the market does collapse, right, this is when you have a situation where just massive liquidations, doesn't matter what direction, just getting liquidated, brings the market down. This is when you lose momentum, and enough people lose steam that they just can't do it anymore. But every time you see something like pump or something like this, end of the day, remember, right, we're gonna expect some sort of a dump at some point. And this one having 4 weeks, right, we need to see a red candle soon as, right? So we have to see a red candle. So currently, as obviously we, you know, we can see, for example, have a look at previous time, right? It doesn't matter how many weeks we do, we have to see a red candle. It doesn't matter how bullish we are, right? Red, you know, we have to see a red candle. If we don't, then it's not sustainable, right? We just can't go one direction. I mean, we can have a volume supported candle that could go to the moon, that's fine, right? But we have to see a correction. A correction is more people taking money, because it's a cycle. You've got to put some money in, you've got to take some money out. That's the whole idea of the game. It's not about just, you know, just buying it and holding it. And of course, in some people it is, like myself, it is, right? For me, it definitely is like I'm buying and holding. But when we're looking at these discounts, this is when you should not be fearful. This is when you should be bullish, right? And if you've missed it, so this is what I was trying to get to, guys. Sorry, my bad. I got taken off track a little bit. But let me explain this, right? If you've bought any altcoin, any altcoin around these prices, around these levels, not price. Sorry, I'm not going to show you the altcoin, because remember, every single altcoin right now is pumping. No point me showing you every single altcoin. It's insane, pathetic how some of the influencers come in. I told you this one's going to pump. Well, it doesn't matter what you said is going to pump. Everything's pumping. You never told people this one's going to pump. Now you're going to go in there and you say, oh, look what this one did. Guys, what's wrong with you? Right? This is the thing. You stay away from FOMO. Stay away from FOMO. Right? I'm just warning you. Stay away from FOMO. This is how you're going to get wrecked. This is how you're going to get wrecked. Right? It's very simple. You know, when you are looking at, you know, crypto or whatever, total market cap, whatever, If you've bought any coin around these prices, these levels, when the market cap is down here, very simple. I don't want to give you coins. You're okay. You should be looking to take your initial investment out as soon as you can, right? Or just carry on for a little longer, play the market. So there was a brother, he was asking me, oh, he 3x his money. He goes, look, I 3x my money. So I take 1/3 of my money out, my initial investment out, and pump it into another coin. That's what he asked me. I said, no, what's wrong with you? Why? You don't need to. Just if you've 3x'd it, you've got right now where we are, this will go another 3x. Technically, you're better off being in the one that you are rather than FOMOing into another one, because you're going to FOMO into something here and it dumps up to here, you lose money. You've bought something here and you're 3x. Well, you've got a potential to even go and do another 1 or 2x here. But buying something here, you can make 1 or 2x here, or the other risk is you go down 2 or 3x. Which one do you want? You know what I mean? Guys, if you've missed the bus, you missed the boat, please don't FOMO into these coins, right? There are plenty of coins out there. Don't FOMO. If you're holding it and you've bought it and you're holding on to the coin, it's fine. There's no harm in that. Try and take your initial investment out. And if you've missed it, wait for it. This season is going to be over it's going to be over soon, basically. The reason I'm saying this is I was looking at all of this and I was like, okay, how sustainable is this? How many months do we look like as it's got? We're trying to look for it and we're like, how long do we think we have, right? Can we do another run like this, right? Which we did. Remember, this was a freak event, right? This March event in 2020 was a freak event. Can we see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month run? Can we see this, right? Can we have this kind of a 6-7 month run here? And if we did, where would it take us? Looking at history, like 2013, right? So I go back to 2013. That's what kind of worries me, right? So when we look at 2013, right? This is 2013, right? So 2013, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we had this couple of months of down, and then we just had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was it. But remember, we might not play this pattern again. We might not play this pattern again. You can see the biggest candle was on this particular month, but that wasn't the biggest volume, right? It was just the biggest candle. If you look carefully, this was just a big candle. It's just not the volume. This was just one direction, just bulls, basically. Bull, right? This is where the bears lost steam. You can see bears lost steam and the bulls just rolled. So when I'm looking at all of this, and it makes me worry. It's like, okay, if this is the case, if we've had this 2-3 months here, and we're currently on this month 1, 2. How many months do we have left? According to the other one, remember we only had 5 months after the dump. We might have 3 or 4 months left. 3 or 4 months left. Out of this, we're expecting another dump. We're going to expect another candle to give us a dump candle. So say, for example, September, maybe slightly bearish, right? This kind of leads you to this chart that I've had, right? And I did show it to you before. Bring this chart back in. It brings us back into this particular chart that we talked about. I showed it as well. Right, let me zoom in. Right, remember what we said. We talked about the dump to be expected, and this was, remember, based on maths. The dump to be expected on the 19th of July. Our dump was finished on the 21st of July. Here we said reversal expected on the 18th of October, and we're talking about a bullish reversal, so the whole entire market starts to shoot up again. Well, I've got this good feeling we're still on track. That pattern is still going to play, but then how long does it give us? If we do come to October, so for example, we're excluding August now, so we say September, October, November. Guys, if we do go parabolic in October, we've only got November, maybe maximum. That's it. Don't hold me to it, but that's what I'm thinking. I think we've got only about 3 or 4 months left. 3 or 4 months left. So if you're going to be buying altcoins right now that are pumping because everything else is pumping, are you prepared? Are you prepared to 75-80% drop? Are you prepared to buy now at the green candle and be prepared to lose that much money? Are you prepared to be in it for another 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years? Are you prepared? Because investors, institutional investors who actually entered the market, who are investing money right now, they're not in it for next year. They're not in it for the next green candle. They're in it for the next 5 years. They're in it for the next 10 years. You know, there was someone talking about Kevin O'Leary and this and that regarding the FTX token earlier, right? Again, why are they in there? They're being paid. Number one, they're being paid to be. That's a fact, right? They're ambassadors. But number two, what you got to understand is most of the investors who invested $900 billion, I believe, or $1 million into this particular project, regulatory project, right? They didn't put it in for today. They put it in for the next 10 years. Are you prepared to invest your money into this at this price today for the next 10 years? Think to yourself. I'm not giving you the advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I just want you to make a clear, conscious decision. Right? Think to yourself. When was it the right time to buy? Okay, was it the right time to buy down here, or was it the right time to buy here? And if you've already bought here, is it the right time to basically sell off here and pick up something else that's already here? You make that decision. I can't give you that. That's your, it's your money, it's your portfolio. You do what you do. I do me, you. But I'm here just to warn you guys. You know, all I can say, what I've seen on the charts, right? Especially on this chart, what I've seen. One of the biggest fact on this chart, and that's what I'm fascinated. That's what I'm looking for, is that this red line, this median red line. All I can see, we're below this. All I can see. Below this, and for me this just changes everything. This says to me another decade. You know, if this is the history, then I know this is coming back, because history doesn't repeat but it does rhyme. I can tell you this is going to come back. Imagine what happens when we go above the red. That's all I'm, you know, call me hopeful, call me whatever, it doesn't matter, right? I'm not here to show anything to you guys. I'm not here to do none of that, just giving you facts, nothing else, right? And the fact is, if we go and touch this line today, we're at the $103,000 level, right? If we peak above this line, say for example, November 2021, January, let's go December. If we go to December and even touch this line on December, showing us that we should be around the $158,000 level. But don't FOMO. Don't FOMO. That's the thing. Don't FOMO. What goes up must come down. Every time we have a pump, we're going to have a dump. Every time we have a dump, we're going to see a pump. Question is what's the what can we do, right? You know, what's the trend? Where should we go? Like right now, we've been pumping. Everybody's going all bullish, insane. Oh, we're going to pump. But I've been telling people, expect this. Somebody asked me, is the 25k still in play? I said, well, unless I've deleted the line, still in play. And what do I mean by that? Very simple. If I do not delete the line, still in play. Question is, did I delete the line? Here we go. Let's have a look. Let's have a realistic look at this. Did I delete the line? No. Is that box still there? Yeah. So am I still expecting it? Absolutely. Right? Just to give you one other indication of how I play. Here's my long-term lines. Did I take that line off? Did I take every other line before that? Yeah. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Right? If I'm expecting it, the worst case scenario, the best case scenario, I'm still on it. I'm not expecting it, and I don't really care. I'm going to delete it. Talking about deleting and not deleting, guys, let's bring you one more chart here. Bring you this chart here. Because I want to show you something else that's been happening, which is fascinating. A lot of people won't talk about it. They just want to talk about this, and this is insane, right? And let me show you this. So you see these two candles here. These two candles. So this is the low, right? So we've got we're going to talk about it in a few days, but I want to do it in a slight different way, right? So we've got these two candles here, and what they've created, put a line here. So this one we found support on this line, and this one bounced off the support line. So this was a short-term support line. We built that perfectly. Okay, what we've just done here in the last few days is the exact same thing. We just built ourselves a brand new support line on a shorter time frame. So you can now start going into the hourly, 4-hourly, and seeing this. This becomes a support zone for us. We've held this support very, very well. You know, even on another short term, for example, if we look back, we can see this was a resistance for us. Technically, this becomes our support, and look at this wick. It bounced exactly on this line. So we know this has become our technical support. And we can do this all day long, guys. We can find many zones where we have these technical supports, right? So for example, here's another one here. There's a technical support here. And if we use these lines to our advantage, and we say, well, what's the worst case scenario? Where can we go? Right? And your August question, bro, still comes in. This line says to me, this is where we could expect the price to be. August is 39,700. The worst case scenario, we could expect this. Also, if we put a Fibonacci and we say, right, this is where we are right now. Let's put a Fibonacci. And remember, we love our Fibonacci, right? Fibonacci say to us that 618 is that level. Remember, the 618 is where we need to target. But if we did drop, and as you can see, each line becomes our support, and it depends on the length of time, how many days we spend on this line. You know what I mean? So it's okay. These are the kind of stuff that you have to kind of expect, right? But this video was not for any of this chart analysis, honestly, because I was really annoyed how I see so many influencers coming in telling people, guys, you're missing this, you should buy this now, you're missing this. But no, guys, no. It's pumping. Someone was talking about, oh, you should buy Cardano. Yeah, Cardano today, right? Find Cardano. Right, 80. Let's use it. Guys, it's an old chart, you may have seen. I need to see where we are right now. You tell me, just broke this 1.8 level. When should this person be telling you? You know, this influencer, whoever this influencer, when should they be telling you? Now, today, or should have they been telling you here? You can see from, I think it's in one of my videos, we talked about Cardano. This was the point of breakout from the 24th of July, and we broke out. And there was somebody else I was speaking to, and he was talking about how, oh, this is really good. Everyone knows this, brother, right? So you can go and just check with him. Oh, his name is KR, right? He comes on the chat. I'm sure he's here. He sent me a message, and he said to me how there's going to be a massive Cardano dump, right? The news was out. Some institution that he actually even showed me proof. So he wasn't wrong. He showed me all the data, and I said, no, my argument with him was, no, that's not true. It's impossible what they're saying. This is FUD, right? FUD, so you sell, so they. That's what it was. And exactly as I said to him, this is, bro, we're coming to a breakout. We had to smash out. We already broke out. This is what we're doing. We're going to create some. I talked about it. This is it. Ask the brother and he'll tell you. This is what was there. It was there the whole time. And we were talking about, I was like, bro, you should be load, hold on, load on. This is the thing. Cardano is one of those coins, and this is nothing compared to what Cardano's done before, right? When I was looking at Cardano, I'll show you this, right? When I was looking at Cardano, I was down here somewhere. Not here, my bad. Find it. When I was looking at it was down here somewhere. I can't remember. I think it was right down here somewhere when I was looking at Cardano, when I picked up, right? You can see the dump we suffered, right? So from somewhere around here to here, the dumps we suffered, 80% dump, right? You can see the bags that we've been holding, right? Total, for example, I can't remember, I think it was around here somewhere. From there to the bottom of 2020 was an 86% dump, 86%. We held that. We held that. Because the thing is, Cardano's not finished. Even now, Cardano is pumping based on the fact that Charles Hoskinson, founder, he went on YouTube and he announced that they will be announcing, listen to this, he announced an announcement. He said, we will be announcing the date on Friday. That's all he did. He's announcing the announcement. He's not giving you a date of when Alonso is launching. But this is just pumping since then. But before that, we already saw the momentum. We already saw the movement. And remember, the movement is the same everywhere. Total market cap, same thing. Bitcoin, the same thing. It doesn't matter where you're looking at. It's the same pattern every single place. It doesn't matter where it is. Look, this is a pattern. This is a pattern. Same pattern. Everyone sees it. So please be careful. Don't get distracted. Don't FOMO in right now. The worst advice anyone can give you. And also regarding that polygon thingy hack, right? let's put it this way. That Polygon hack thing we had, I think it was called Poly Network. Poly Network is not Polygon. It's just a name. Somebody copied a similar name. So Poly Network was trying to build some DeFi project. They're the one who got done. Now, from what I'm looking and everything I'm seeing, it looks like a blatant. It looks like a blatant rug pull. It doesn't look like a hack. This is quite funny. It does not look like a hack at all. It looks more like a rug pull. It looks like somebody had access and basically funds out. It looks like an inside job. So this is one of the reasons why on this channel I have never ever shown you how to work on DeFi projects, how to work on farming pools or anything. I've never promoted, and I've always said if you do want to still do it, just stick to the exchanges, a lot safer, regulated one. I've always mentioned this. I've never, even though a lot of requests have come, I've never shown it because I knew that one of these days, these are the situations. There might be some great protocols out there, guys, but I don't want to do it because I know the risk behind it. Especially when you're handing over your coins to another protocol. This is the worst thing. If there's a project where you keep basically whatever, that's fine. I will happily show those to you. But if you're not holding on to somebody else is basically taking your coins, right? Yeah, I'm not that happy about it. I remember even like I've got links below with the BlockFi, this, that, whatever. Even then, I've also mentioned to you, don't put all your money, don't get greedy. Whatever you do, your BTC, your own wallet is the safest place for it. Your own wallet means old store wallet is the safest. Right? For you, your safest place is not an exchange, not somebody else's protocol, not some guild farming and this, that. Remember, I always say, guys, if it sounds too good to be, I mean, it doesn't grow on trees. So if someone says, I'm going to give you 20% more BTC, stay away. If someone says, I'm going to give you 2% more BTC, even then stay away. You know what I mean? You know, if it's a lending protocol, it's a different story, but you've got to be really, really careful because greed can take over your judgment, you know, and you don't want to lose your judgment. I have no idea what's going on. I think my whole bloody computer's bugging out. Wow, everything's bugging out. Okay, guys, I think this is a signal for me to say, right, your stream is too much, dude. So now you got to get out of this. I don't know what's going on. I'm just bugging out. I think I'm sure I know what's going on, but maybe next time I'll close a lot more tabs or open a different browser or something. But I hope this was kind of informative, guys, and I hope you do understand. I know I was having to go at people a little bit, but look, I had to have a go because you need to understand these things. Don't FOMO, especially markets. That's when you're gonna be the bad holder, right? People who bought at the bottom of the market when you should have FOMO. So when everybody was fearful, that's when we were FOMOing. That's when we were happy. That's where we have a different level of gains. Else, this is how it is. Be fearful when everybody's too excited. You know, be greedy when everyone's fearful. It's a very famous quote. I'm not sure if I did it correct, but that's what it is. So yeah, just be careful. If you're seeing a coin pumping 200%, stay away. Oh, wait for it. It comes back to the discount. And remember, we've only got 2-3 months, 4 months max probably of this season left. After that, we're going to have a dump. We're going to have a massive correction. So that's when you start to take your profits out. Now is the time to start thinking about taking your profits out as much as you, right? Start taking it out step by step, and then have your cash on hand. That's what you need to be thinking about. Not about loss recovery or anything like that. Not about going FOMOing into something. Oh, I'm going to 100x or 200x. Remember, out of those 11,000 coins, half of them probably will vanish. They'll do a rug pull, right? They will definitely go with you. So for now, what you need to do is start taking your as much as you can, and then just hold on to whatever your initial investment. Take that out, play the game that way. And yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I hope you guys understood the message. Didn't, let me know in the comments. Bye, amigos.